Did you know that the Mediterranean Sea, often seen as a tranquil blue cradle of civilization, is home to over 3,000 islands, each shaped by sun, salt, and stories thousands of years old? From the rugged cliffs of Corsica to the sapphire coves of Zakynthos, this legendary sea hides worlds within worlds, where every horizon feels painted by the gods themselves. It's not just a sea, but a living museum of cultures, where Greek myths whisper through marble ruins. Italian villages glow under golden sunsets, and Spanish shores dance to the rhythm of island life. Each island carries its own heartbeat. The scent of olive groves, the crash of distant waves, and the laughter echoing through whitewashed alleys, all blend into a melody that feels timeless. So let's begin our voyage across the 25 most scenic islands in the Mediterranean, where nature, history, and dreamlike beauty meet under one endless sun. Hydra. Dramatically rocky and car-free, Hydra presents an island experience radically different from Mediterranean resorts and beach-focused destinations. The island prohibits vehicular traffic. Travel occurs exclusively by foot, donkey, or boat, preserving tranquility and forcing genuine engagement with landscape and community. The main harbor clusters tightly. Elegant stone mansions with shuttered windows rising directly from waterfront. Their architecture reflecting 18th century merchant wealth and Ottoman-era prosperity. The absence of motorized transport creates silence. Sounds of lapping water, donkey hooves, and human conversation dominate, rather than traffic noise. Steep footpaths lead upward from harbor, revealing viewpoints, chapels, and residential areas progressively more isolated and peaceful. The island's artistic community has grown substantially. Painters, writers, and musicians attracted by quietude and natural inspiration. Beaches require boat access or determination, rewarding those willing to hike with secluded swimming in crystalline water surrounded by dramatic rocky terrain. Local restaurants emphasize fresh seafood and traditional Greek preparation. Dining represents social ritual rather than rushed consumption. The island's atmosphere evokes earlier Mediterranean, without modern conveniences. Visitors experience something closer to historical island life. Tourism here remains controlled. Ferry schedules limit daily visitor numbers. Accommodations require advance booking, creating managed experience rather than overwhelming crowds. Paros. Central Cycladic island Paros balances marble production heritage with tourism and agricultural traditions in Mediterranean context. The island's pure white marble remains famous. Quarries have operated for millennia, their product adorning temples and sculptures throughout classical antiquity and continuing into modern times. Ischia, the main port, combines Cycladic whitewashed buildings with Venetian fortifications, creating visual harmony between traditional and historical influences. Marble carving workshops throughout the island preserve artisanal techniques. Visitors observe craftspeople creating sculptures and objects using methods unchanged for generations. Golden beaches curve along the coastline, some developed with amenities, others secluded and accessible by local knowledge or hiking trails. Naxos village preserves fishing traditions. Colorful boats rest in natural harbor. Waterfront tavernas serve daily catches, and community life revolves around maritime heritage. The island's interior reveals agricultural heritage. Vineyards producing distinctive white wines, olive groves continuing ancient traditions, and small villages maintaining traditional architecture. Nearby Paros offers day trip exploration, mysterious caves descending into darkness, revealing stalactite and stalagmite formations, suggesting geological drama beneath island surface. Paros attracts artists, photographers, and contemplative travelers seeking Mediterranean balance between development and authenticity. Ischia. Off Naples coast, Ischia combines volcanic geology, thermal springs, and beach tourism in Tyrrhenian Sea context. Mount Epelmeo's volcanic peak dominates the island, its slopes revealing geological history through exposed rock layers and the island's exceptional fertility resulting from volcanic soil enrichment. Natural hot springs, scattered throughout, create therapeutic bathing opportunities. Locals and visitors seeking health benefits from mineral-rich waters warmed by subterranean heat. The Aragonese castle, constructed on a volcanic outcrop, served defensive and residential functions for centuries. Its dramatic position creating stunning visual impact and historical atmosphere. Chestnut and wine production maintain agricultural traditions despite tourism development. Hillside vineyards producing distinctive wines and local consumption of traditional foods, reflecting island heritage. Ischia Ponte Village features the famous Ponte Bridge, photographed countless times for its aesthetic qualities. Humble fishing village setting, combined with architectural harmony and Mediterranean light, creating powerful visual impressions. The island's multiple beaches offer varying experiences. Organized resort areas with amenities, quiet family beaches, and secluded rocky coves, requiring local knowledge or boat access. Thermal tourism remains significant. Specialized spa facilities and hotels offering therapeutic treatments based on mineral spring properties and marine elements. The island's proximity to Naples makes it accessible while remaining distinct, close enough for day visits, far enough for genuine island experience, and escape from urban atmosphere. Minorca. Spain's second-largest Balearic island, Minorca, has resisted development more successfully than nearby Mallorca, preserving coastal character and agricultural landscapes. The island's political status as a biosphere reserve has limited construction, protecting natural habitats and maintaining environmental standards stricter than most Mediterranean destinations. The capital, Mahon, features Georgian architecture, reflecting British occupation, its natural harbor among the Mediterranean's finest, and historically significant for naval power projection. Cittadella, the former capital, preserves medieval character. Stone fortifications, narrow streets, and harbor-front development, creating authentic Mediterranean town experience. The island's windmills dot the landscape, traditional structures once grinding grain, now preserved as cultural monuments or restored residences. Prehistoric monuments, including megaliths and taulas, remain enigmatic. Their original purposes debated by archaeologists. Their presence connecting Minorca to ancient Balearic cultures. Southern beaches create pristine Mediterranean settings. Fine sand, turquoise waters, and minimal development, preserving natural character and environmental integrity. Northern coasts feature dramatic cliffs and rougher seas, accessible mainly to experienced swimmers and adventurous beach explorers. Minorca's commitment to sustainability and limited development has created a Mediterranean island that feels less saturated than alternatives, preserving space for contemplation and authentic cultural engagement. Lesbos. One of Greece's largest islands, Lesbos combines tourism, olive production, and cultural heritage in varied balance across its terrain. Mytilene, the island's capital, showcases Ottoman and Venetian architecture, Byzantine castles, and harbor life reflecting centuries of strategic importance and commercial activity. The island's olive production exceeds that of several entire nations. Hillsides covered entirely in ancient olive groves, their twisted trunks and silvery foliage creating distinctive Mediterranean landscapes. The famous petrified forest preserves ancient trees and vegetation encased in volcanic ash and stone, their preservation allowing observation of ecosystems millions of years past. Malivos, on the northern coast, creates postcard-perfect scenes. Whitewashed houses cascading down hillside toward harbor, narrow streets connecting community spaces, and sunset light painting everything golden. The island's association with ancient poet Sappho has attracted LGBTQ+ communities, creating modern cultural significance alongside historical literary importance. Arissos Beach combines swimming, sunbathing, and waterfront taverna dining with welcoming, inclusive atmosphere. Interior villages maintain traditional crafts, food production, and social structures, communities centered on squares where daily interaction reinforces social bonds and cultural continuity. Tourism here remains substantial, yet balanced with local agriculture and traditional livelihoods. Elba. Napoleon's exile transformed Elba from obscure Tuscan island into historical destination. Yet the island maintains considerable natural charm and low-key tourism atmosphere. The island's mountainous interior creates dramatic terrain. Monte Capanello rises to 1,019 meters, offering panoramic views across to mainland Tuscany and surrounding islands. Multiple beaches offer varying character, some sandy and family-friendly, others rocky and secluded, each revealing different aspects of Mediterranean coastal aesthetics. The town of Portoferrao, where Napoleon resided, preserves period buildings and museums dedicated to his brief rule, though the island avoids the commemoration excess that could dominate tourism marketing. Interior villages maintain traditional Tuscan architecture and agricultural practices. Olive groves, vineyards, and small farms producing local wines, oils, and produce. Scuba diving attracts enthusiasts. Underwater pinnacles, reef systems, and occasional shipwrecks provide exploration opportunities and marine biodiversity observation. The island's modest tourism development contrasts with more crowded Mediterranean destinations, allowing preservation of natural character and authentic local interaction. Literary and artistic figures have sought refuge on Elba, their creative works reflecting the island's inspirational qualities and atmospheric appeal. Malta. Rising just 60 kilometers from Sicily, Malta forms an independent nation and UNESCO World Heritage Site, its history encompassing 7,000 years of continuous settlement. The island's strategic position made it crucial in Mediterranean conflicts. Phoenicians, Romans, Normans, Phoenicians, and British left architectural marks and cultural influences. Valletta, the capital, showcases European Baroque architecture at its finest. Entire street facades unified under rigid architectural codes, the effect creating a city that seems designed as a singular aesthetic statement. The three cities across the harbor offer medieval character, less developed by modernization than Valletta proper. Their narrow streets and historic fortifications providing atmospheric alternatives to more touristy areas. The Hypogeum, an underground temple complex predating the Egyptian pyramids by centuries, reveals Neolithic culture's spiritual sophistication and engineering capabilities. Its carved chambers suggesting rituals and beliefs of prehistoric peoples. Blue Lagoon's crystalline waters between Camino and nearby islets provide swimming and snorkeling opportunities in settings of postcard perfection. Local cuisine blends Mediterranean traditions with North African influences. Rabbit stews, fresh seafood, and breads using traditional methods reflect Malta's position as cultural crossroads. The island's size allows comprehensive exploration. Most locations accessible within hours. Encourages multiple visits to different areas. Despite tourism, local culture persists. Festa celebrations, religious traditions, and family-centered social structures maintain daily rhythm. Rhodes. One of Greece's most visited islands, Rhodes combines historical significance, natural beauty, and beach tourism in accessible measure. The medieval city of Rhodes, enclosed within Venetian walls, showcases Knights' Hospitaller architecture. Narrow cobblestone streets, and the Palace of the Grand Master, a structure of profound historical importance. The famous Colossus of Rhodes, one of antiquity's 7 wonders, stood here nearly 2,000 years ago. Though today only excavation sites mark where this bronze giant once commanded the harbor. The island's eastern coast attracts resort development. Sandy beaches, water sports facilities, and tourist accommodations, creating a Mediterranean beach holiday experience. The western side offers wilder coastal scenery, dramatic cliffs, rougher seas, and villages less focused on tourism development. Interior villages reveal traditional Greek island life. Stone architecture, community squares with ancient plane trees, and restaurants serving authentic cuisine prepared using family recipes. Beaches range from crowded central areas to secluded northern and southern shores, accessible by vehicle or hiking trails. The Valley of the Butterflies creates a unique natural sanctuary where millions of butterflies congregate annually, their movements creating a living display of metamorphosis and natural wonder. Ancient Greek temples, though less preserved than other sites, connect Rhodes to classical Mediterranean civilization and intellectual traditions. Djerba. Off Tunisia's coast, the island of Djerba floats as an oasis of tourism in North Africa, blending Mediterranean and Islamic cultural traditions. The island's southern location means intense heat, brilliant light, and beaches with distinctive character. Warm waters, fine sand, and tropical vegetation, creating an African Mediterranean experience, distinct from European islands. Traditional architecture reflects Islamic design principles. Whitewashed buildings with minimal external openings. Internal courtyards, maximizing privacy and air circulation. Narrow streets encouraging community interaction. The island's synagogue El Ghriba stands as a significant Jewish heritage site. Its presence reflecting Djerba's historical role as refuge for displaced communities. Local markets bustle with activity. Vendors selling spices, textiles, and handicrafts, the air thick with exotic aromas, and voices negotiating prices in multiple languages. Beaches stretch extensively, their character varying from developed resort areas to undeveloped stretches, revealing natural island beauty. The island's crafts traditions include weaving, pottery, and metalwork, skills passed through generations and available for observation in workshops throughout the island. Restaurants serve Mediterranean and North African fusion cuisine, fresh seafood prepared with combinations of spices, herbs, and techniques reflecting centuries of cultural exchange. Naxos. Largest of Greece's Cycladic islands, Naxos balances tourism with agricultural traditions, offering a more accessible Mediterranean experience than more exclusive island destinations. The island's interior remains green, the only Cycladic island with sufficient water to support extensive agriculture, its terraced hillsides producing olives, grapes, and wheat. Traditional windmills still stand on hillsides, monuments to past economies and human ingenuity in harnessing natural forces. Naxos town features Venetian architecture, including a castle perched dramatically above the harbor. Its strategic position once controlling trade routes and piracy in the Aegean Sea. The island's beaches range from organized resort areas to secluded sandy coves, accessible by foot or local bus. Their waters consistently warm and inviting. Marble quarries have operated for millennia. The island's finest marble, particularly white varieties, was prized in antiquity for temples and sculptures. Local villages maintain traditional architecture, whitewashed buildings with blue shutters creating iconic Mediterranean aesthetics. Nearby, the Paros of Naxos, a massive unfinished marble sculpture abandoned in ancient times, reveals ancient ambitions and the physical capabilities of classical civilization. The island's golden light, particularly during late afternoon, creates photographic opportunities that explain why artists continue to gravitate toward Naxos. Sardinia. Italy's second-largest island, Sardinia, has maintained cultural independence and linguistic distinctiveness despite political incorporation into Italian states. The island's interior reveals mountainous terrain, cork forests, and villages where traditions persist unchanged by centuries. The Costa Smeralda, Sardinia's northeastern coast, glitters with luxury resorts, pristine beaches, and turquoise waters attracting elite international tourism and wealth accumulation. Yet Sardinia contains multitudes. Alongside development, wild interior regions remain largely untouched, accessible only by challenging mountain roads or experienced hikers. Neuralgic towers dot the landscape, mysterious Bronze Age constructions whose original purpose remains debated, their weathered stones standing testament to millennia of human habitation. Olbia and Porto Cervo represent two faces of Sardinia, a working port town and a manicured resort destination, respectively. The island's food culture emphasizes local cheeses, particularly Pecorino Romano with its distinctive sharp flavor, and traditional bread recipes using semolina and wood-fire ovens. The Emerald Coast justifies its name. Waters so transparent, pristine, and vibrantly green that swimming feels like immersion in liquid gemstones. Sardinian people maintain fierce cultural pride, their language remaining distinct from Italian despite centuries of political union. Korcula. Often called Little Dubrovnik, the Croatian island of Korcula combines Venetian architecture with Dalmatian coastal beauty in a setting less crowded than its famous neighbor. Stone buildings with red-tiled roofs cluster on a peninsula jutting into the Adriatic, their narrow streets, archways, and stone staircases creating a medieval atmosphere that feels authentic rather than reconstructed for tourists. The island's main town reveals Gothic and Renaissance palaces, churches showcasing centuries of architectural evolution, and defensive walls still standing from medieval times. Legend claims Marco Polo was born here, a claim that adds historical mystique despite scholarly debate. The island's wine production focuses on Burke, a distinctive white wine produced primarily in Korčula-specific microclimate, its crisp acidity and mineral notes reflecting local soil composition. Surrounding islands visible from Korčula's shores invite exploration by boat. Each tiny settlement or isolated monastery offers unique perspectives on Adriatic island life. The island's relationship with the sea remains fundamental. Fishing boats still work traditional routes. Locally caught seafood appears daily in restaurant menus, and maritime heritage shapes community identity. Tourism here remains manageable, allowing genuine cultural interaction and escape from crowds that overwhelm major destinations. Capri. Dramatic limestone cliffs rise vertically from turquoise waters, forming Capri's most distinctive feature and creating an island landscape of stunning natural sculpture. The island's position near Naples made it a retreat for Roman emperors. Augustus preferred Capri as his personal sanctuary, while Tiberius constructed elaborate villas whose ruins still command attention. The famous Blue Grotto glows with ethereal azure light as sunlight refracts through mineral-rich water, creating a chamber that seems alien and enchanting. The Faraglioni, three massive rock formations rising directly from the sea, represent Capri's iconic image, their height and grandeur inspiring artists and writers for centuries. Capri, perched on the island's plateau, offers escape from crowded coastal areas, revealing traditional villages, churches, and panoramic viewpoints overlooking the Tyrrhenian Sea. The Sentiero dei Fortini hiking trail traces the coastline, revealing secluded beaches, ancient military installations, and unfiltered Mediterranean beauty. Villa Jovis, Tiberius's palatial retreat, reveals Roman engineering sophistication. Sophisticated water systems, multiple courtyards, and rooms designed to capture sea breezes. Despite its size, Capri exerts outsized influence on Mediterranean culture and global tourism, its beauty and historical significance making it perennially attractive. Ibiza. Known as the world's party capital, Ibiza pulses with electronic music, vibrant nightlife, and a youth culture that has defined Mediterranean leisure for decades. Yet beneath the hedonistic reputation lies an island of stunning natural beauty and spiritual significance, recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. The island's ancient Phoenician heritage mingles with medieval fortifications to create Ibiza town, a labyrinth of narrow streets, culminating in a dramatic cathedral overlooking the harbor. Despite club culture, Ibiza maintains quiet northern beaches, secluded coves, and pine-covered hills where silence reigns. Hippie markets emerge seasonally in inland villages, selling handcrafted jewelry, artwork, and eclectic goods reflecting the bohemian spirit that first attracted artistic communities. The island's Posidonia seagrass meadows form critical marine ecosystems, their conservation essential for Mediterranean biodiversity. Salt flats along the southern coast recall medieval trade routes and economic importance, their geometric patterns creating striking visual geometry. Ibiza's spiritual energy attracts seekers, artists, and dreamers alongside the party-focused tourists, creating an island of contradictions that somehow harmonizes into a unique Mediterranean experience. Hvar. Croatian island Hvar claims distinction as Europe's sunniest island. Its hillsides blanket in lavender, creating distinctive purple hues and intoxicating aromas during summer blooming seasons. The island's charm combines natural beauty, rocky coastlines, hidden coves, and pine-covered interior, with historical significance and contemporary vibrant nightlife. Hvar town, the island's main settlement, showcases Venetian architecture, Renaissance palaces, and a fortress perched dramatically above the harbor, its commanding position reflecting centuries of strategic military importance. The famous Lavender Hill produces the island's signature product, distilled into oils, soaps, and cosmetics. Lavender tourism has become economically significant alongside traditional agriculture. The island's beaches vary dramatically, some easily accessible from town, others requiring boat trips or hiking to reach secluded rocky coves and sandy stretches. Hvar's nightlife attracts younger travelers. Clubs, beach bars, and waterfront venues pulsing with electronic and Mediterranean music, creating party atmosphere contrasting with daytime tranquility. The island's wine production continues traditions dating centuries back. Hvar's distinctive reds and whites reflect local terroir and inherited knowledge. Ancient olive groves terrace the hillsides, their silvery foliage creating distinctive visual patterns and producing oil prized throughout Mediterranean. The island paradoxically balances hedonistic tourism with authentic agricultural heritage, creating destination appealing to diverse travelers seeking either adventure or contemplative escape. Corsica. France's largest Mediterranean island, Corsica, rises dramatically from the sea as an almost vertical realm of granite peaks, hidden valleys, and wild coastal scenery. The island's interior remains largely untamed. Mountain villages perch on impossible slopes, connected by serpentine roads carved into stone. Corsican culture maintains fierce independence, with traditions, language, and customs distinct from mainland France, creating an identity that predates and transcends national borders. The Scandola Nature Reserve protects dramatic red rock formations, sculpted by wind and water over millennia. Accessible only by boat, and ranked among Earth's most spectacular coastal landscapes. Ajaccio, birthplace of Napoleon Bonaparte, showcases Belle Epoque architecture and vibrant waterfront life, with cafes overlooking the harbor, where sailboats rock gently at anchor. Calvi offers a more relaxed Mediterranean experience, a small harbor town where fishing boats rest beside tourist vessels, and beaches curve in golden crescents beneath pine-covered mountains. The island's interior, Balani region produces wines, honey, and chestnut products, using methods passed down through generations. Corsican cuisine reflects the island's isolation and resources. Wild boar, fresh seafood, local cheeses, and bitter herbs create flavors unlike anywhere else in the Mediterranean. Corfu. Northwest Greece's Ionian Sea island Corfu combines Venetian heritage with lush greenery and strategic Mediterranean position. The island's main town showcases Venetian fortress walls, narrow streets, and the Liston, a grand promenade lined with elegant arcaded buildings reflecting European sophistication, rather than typical Greek island aesthetic. Contrary to drier Cycladic islands, Corfu's higher rainfall creates verdant landscapes, olive groves interspersed with wildflowers, cypress trees, and cultivated gardens producing abundant harvests. The Mouse Island, accessible by rowboat, features a monastery perched impossibly on rocky outcrop, its image appearing on countless postcards and representing iconic Mediterranean aesthetics. Corfu's history reflects strategic importance: Venetian rule for 4 centuries, brief French occupation, and British administration, each leaving architectural and cultural marks. The island's beaches combine organized resort areas with quieter family-friendly coves and dramatic rocky shores, appealing to adventurous swimmers. Local traditions emphasize music. The island maintains distinct musical styles and instruments reflecting cultural uniqueness. Corfians proudly maintain differences from southern Greek islands, their architecture, customs, cuisine, and temperament reflecting northerly position and diverse historical influences. Cyprus. Rising from the eastern Mediterranean, Cyprus holds the distinction of being the world's third largest island and a crossroads of 3 continents. The Rhodes Mountains form the island's spine, their forested peaks providing cool refuge during scorching summers and revealing ancient Byzantine monasteries hidden within remote valleys. The island's history spans 10,000 years. From Neolithic settlements to Venetian fortifications to British colonial infrastructure, each era leaving architectural monuments and cultural traditions. The Kyrenia Mountains run parallel to the northern coast, creating a dramatic coastline where emerald waters meet golden cliffs. Paphos combines archaeological significance with modern amenities. The tombs of the kings reveal Hellenistic burial chambers carved from solid rock, while nearby beaches offer swimming and water sports. Limassol, the modern capital, showcases contemporary development yet maintains connections to ancient kitchen and medieval castles. The island's strategic position made it crucial in crusades, trade routes, and empire building, its soil enriched by the blood and ambitions of countless civilizations. Yet Cyprus has transformed these scars into cultural wealth. Museums overflow with ancient mosaics, sculptures, and artifacts telling stories of human achievement and cultural exchange. Sicily. Italy's largest island, Sicily, stands at the crossroads of Mediterranean civilizations, bearing the marks of Phoenicians, Greeks, Romans, Arabs, and Normans who left their fingerprints on its landscape. The island stretches 170 miles across, encompassing mountains, valleys, coastal plains, and some of Europe's most significant archaeological sites. Mount Etna, Europe's most active volcano, dominates the eastern skyline. Its slopes black with ancient lava flows, yet fertile enough to produce world-class wines. Palermo, the capital, pulses with chaotic energy. Markets overflow with fresh produce and seafood. Street food vendors shout their wares, and Baroque architecture competes for attention with modern development. The interior reveals ancient Greek temples standing in noble ruin, particularly at Agrigent's Valley of the Temples, where golden stone glows in afternoon light. Mondello Beach near Palermo offers Mediterranean pleasures: warm water, golden sand, and the sounds of Italian laughter mixing with rolling waves. Mondrian-like salt pans create geometric patterns of white and pink along coastal roads. Sicilian cuisine represents the island's multicultural heritage, blending African spices, Arab rice preparations, and Italian pasta into dishes that tell stories of conquest and adaptation. Zakynthos. Known throughout the Mediterranean as the Turtle Island, Zakynthos protects one of the last remaining sea turtle nesting grounds on its famous Navajo beach. This Greek island embodies natural beauty and environmental importance in perfect measure. The beach itself is accessible only by boat, nestled between towering limestone cliffs that seem to guard ancient secrets. Shipwrecks rest on the sandy shore below the cliffs, creating an atmosphere of mystery and romance that captivates all who visit. Beyond the famous beach, Zakynthos offers verdant hillsides covered in olive groves and vineyards, wildflowers blooming in spring, and traditional villages where time moves slowly. Blue caves dot the island's eastern coast, their water-carved chambers glowing with ethereal blue light reflecting off the Mediterranean. The island's commitment to marine conservation has made it a model for turtle protection, with designated nesting seasons and visitor restrictions ensuring survival of endangered species. Local communities work tirelessly to balance tourism with environmental stewardship. Visitors leave with more than memories. they leave with a sense of responsibility for preserving these natural treasures for future generations. Majorca. Largest of Spain's Balearic Islands, Majorca captivates visitors with rugged mountains meeting pristine beaches in perfect harmony. The Serra de Tramontana mountain range rises dramatically along the western coast, offering breathtaking vistas and challenging hiking trails through pine forests and ancient stone villages. The island's capital, Palma, showcases Gothic architecture, including its stunning cathedral, which rises majestically from the waterfront like a cathedral carved from honey-colored stone. Hidden coves along the eastern coast reveal turquoise waters so clear you can see every detail on the seafloor below. The island balances development with preservation, maintaining traditional olive groves, almond orchards, and small hamlets where locals still practice centuries-old crafts. Nearby, the caves of Drac descend deep underground, revealing subterranean lakes that reflect light like mirrors, creating a world beneath the world. Majorca's beaches range from family-friendly sandy expanses to secluded rocky inlets accessible only to the adventurous. The island's food scene blends Mediterranean traditions with modern innovation, featuring fresh seafood, local wines, and produce from terraced hillside farms. Santorini. Perched dramatically on the edge of a volcanic caldera, Santorini stands as one of the world's most visually spectacular islands. The island's iconic whitewashed buildings with blue-domed roofs cling to towering cliffs, creating an otherworldly landscape that seems plucked from mythology. Shaped by volcanic eruptions, Santorini's distinctive geography includes massive sea cliffs that plunge 1,000 feet into the Aegean Sea. With no natural beaches, only volcanic black sand and pebble shores accessible by boat or cable car. The sunsets here are legendary, painting the sky in shades of crimson and gold, as the sun dips behind distant islands, creating moments of pure transcendence. Oia, the island's most famous village, clings precariously to the cliff edge, offering panoramic vistas that have inspired artists and poets for generations. The wine produced from Santorini volcanic soil carries distinctive mineral notes, telling the story of the earth itself. Beyond the crowds, quiet villages preserve traditional Cycladic architecture and customs. Archaeological sites reveal advanced Minoan civilizations that flourished here thousands of years ago. Visitors find themselves transported to another era, where time moves differently and beauty surrounds every corner.
Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok and Threads. Don't forget to subscribe to the Scenic Hunter for another exciting adventurous journey. Until then, it's goodbye from us.